What's up, guys? I'm about to do a mini cooking tutorial. It's actually a new recipe for me. I've never made it, but we got this African yam. It low-key looks very overwhelming. And then we're gonna make a typical West African, Nigerian specifically, breakfast. So stay tuned. So now it's time for the star of the show, the yam. You thought. Okay, what you see here is TJ making sure to thoroughly wash the yam. We purchased this at our local African mart, and believe it or not, this yam was really expensive. It was $14. So I'm hoping that it'll last us a while, because if you compare it to a loaf of bread or something, it's pretty expensive. So I'm considering this a delicacy and not something that we're going to be eating, you know, every week. Here's a tip. If this is your first time making yam, don't cook the entire thing because you may mess up. So what you can do is rinse the yam really well. There's YouTube videos on that. And store everything you don't use in a Ziploc bag, a large Ziploc bag, and put it in the freezer.
Woo! So you see how thin that is?
It's too thin? You told me thin. That's the first word that came out your mouth when you told me to do it. I'm not the best with knives, and these knives are very, very sharp. So what you're gonna see here is me finding a new way to cut up the yam besides just holding the yam and knife in my hand so I didn't cut myself. And this is a reminder, you don't have to cook things or do things in the kitchen the same way you see people online. Do whatever you feel comfortable doing, and as long as the end result turns out tasty, that's all that really matters. I made a whole mess. Okay. So just like potatoes, yams are all starch. So you want to make sure that they're rinsed very, very, very well, so that when you're boiling it, it doesn't get gooey, because that's something that went wrong my first time making the yam. So make sure they're rinsed very well. Now it's time for the part of the recipe that I'm most familiar with, which is frying eggs. So I used 6 for the 2 of us, and just go ahead and crack them, whisk them, and sit them to the side, because you're going to add them after your vegetables are already sauteed. For the eggs, I use thyme, chicken bouillon, salt, a little bit of curry, and if you have some Nigerian red stew in the fridge, it would be nice if you add that to the oil, because it gives it a really nice flavor. Or what did you think? Ooh, yeah, you can start there.
Of the overall process or the food? Mm-hmm. And I thought it was good. I had 3 plates.
Yeah.
But that's enough of a measure. The eggs really, really good.
Yeah, I think the eggs saved it. You guys saw the seasoning. You can mess up eggs. So just be very light. And I've made eggs like this before, so I learned from my mistakes. Now with the yam,
hold on.
We're cut well, and we have extra. What went wrong? I'm thinking that I boiled it for too long. That's the only thing I can think of.
How long did you boil it for?
I didn't time it, but it probably should have just been like 6 minutes.
I thought you said like some recipe you read said 15 minutes.
Yeah. Work, because it was my first time, it was kind of like a traumatic experience a little bit.
Wait, hold on. Which part of it was the lot of work?
The fact that I did all that with the yams for them to not be perfect. Like, I envision this meal being like fire.
Okay.
So I will keep you guys updated. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe, thumbs up, leave me a comment. Have you ever made this meal before? And if so,
what are your tips?
What are your tips? Help a girl out. And then the next time I make it, it'll probably be on Instagram. So join the gang over there. It's lit over there. And check out the description box for the ingredients. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Keep a secret for a long, long time.